Honestly, what's the bloody point? These games? Just not same. There'll be more virtue signalling cutscenes than actual gameplay. Spend half the time saving damsel with a non-binary pronoun and other half navigating dialogue trees thicker than a troll's backside. But listen up, you magnificent bunch of misfits, because that's where I come in. A resident Ph.D. in all things gaming strategy. And let me tell you, my thesis is this. Woke culture is killing damn industry. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for progress, but shoving it down our throats in every pixelated frame? Nah, that's bollocks. We want a challenge, a good fight, a laugh that don't require a trigger warning. We want good stuff. So buckle up, buttercups, because I'm going to dissect this whole woke gaming mess, strategy by strategy. We'll talk about how to spot pandering, how to navigate political correctness, minefield, most importantly, how to find games that still offer a damn good time. And because this ain't some sugar-coated highlight reel, expect some real talk, strong language, and enough cynicism to fuel a small nation. So let's cut through crap and get back to the real reason we play games. To escape, to dominate, and maybe even have a bloody good laugh while we're doing it. So hit that subscribe button like you mean it, and let's get on with this, shall we? Now, let's talk about first hurdle in our quest for gaming nirvana, spotting pandering. Its developers are late on thick these days, aren't they? Rainbow flags everywhere, characters with more backstory pronouns than actual personalities. It's enough to make a bloke nostalgic for days when biggest controversy was whether a plumber could jump on turtles. Anyway, fear not, magnificent minions. There are ways to sniff out pandering from a mile away. Here's your survival guide. Number 1. Exposition dump. Game throws a cutscene at you longer than a JRPG intro, filled with characters grandstanding about equality and acceptance. Great, message delivered. Now can we get back to blowing stuff up? Number 2. Morality minefield. Every choice you make feels like it's going to trigger a social justice warrior somewhere. It's a princess or talking squirrel who identifies as a helicopter. It's a lose-lose situation, folks. Number 3. Token team trope. The squad has every flavour under the sun, except for, actual characters with depth. See, this kind of pandering is lazy. It insults our intelligence, and frankly, it's just boring. We want characters we can root for, villains we can despise, and stories that grip us, not lectures disguised as entertainment. So next time you see a game trailer with more social commentary than gameplay, you know what to do. Run for hills. Alright, so we established that pandering is enemy of good gaming, but where do we go from here? How do we find fun amongst forced diversity and preachy narratives? Well, that's where Politics Free Play Zone comes in, folks. This is your haven for games that prioritise entertainment over social commentary. We're talking classics, hidden gems, and even some modern titles that dare to be different. Now, I ain't going to give you a shopping list here, but I will point you in the right direction. Here's what you should be looking for. Number 1. Focus on core. A good game at its heart is about gameplay, tight controls, engaging mechanics, a world that sucks you in. That's what matters. Number 2. Let story unfold naturally. Diversity and interesting characters are great, but it should exist within a well-crafted narrative, not be shoved in your face to tick a box. Number 3. Remember, we play to escape. Sometimes you just want to be a badass space marine or a cunning rogue, not an ambassador for social change. There's room for both, but not at the expense of pure unadulterated fun. Point is, there are fantastic games out there that don't rely on tired tropes or political agendas. They offer challenge, humour, most importantly, a damn good escape from real world. So ditch preachy titles and find yourself a game that lets you unwind, strategise, and maybe even unleash a little inner rage. Because honestly, who needs a lecture when you can rain down fire and fury on your enemies? Alright, next topic, narrative nuke zone. These days, stories in games hit you over here with a message more blunt than a troll's club. Subtlety? Gone. Nuance? Kaput. It's all about bashing you over here with whatever developer's favourite social cause is. But fear not, my gamer gremlins, we can navigate this minefield too. Here's your survival guide. Number 1. Predictability pandemic. You can spot a forced narrative a mile away. Hero with a tragic past who just so happens to be a minority. Villain who's evil for no other reason than being straight. Yawn. Number 2. Emotional manipulation. Game tries to guilt you into feeling bad for every action you take. Saving princess? But what about evil overlord self-esteem? It's enough to make you want to join Darkside out of spite. Number 3. Hypocrisy hangover. Game lectures you about equality while forcing you down a linear path with zero agency. Talk about mixed messages. Honestly, folks, it's enough to make you nostalgic for days when biggest plot twists were finding a hidden warp zone. A good story can explore complex themes, but it should do it in a way that respects players' intelligence and don't feel like a lecture. The next time you find yourself in a game that shoves messages down your throat harder than a goblin shoves loot fruit in your face, remember, you have options. Put controller down, take a breath, and go play something that respects your time and intelligence. Alright, we talked about pandering, politics, narrative grenade developers love to lob at us, but honestly, it all boils down to one thing. Slow, agonising death of fun gaming. Remember days when a game could be a pure escape, a world to get lost in, challenges to overcome, and stories that grip you without lecturing you on gender pronouns? Yeah, me neither. But there's still hope. We can reclaim joy of gaming. Here's how. Number 1. Rediscover classics. Fire up those old consoles, dust off your cartridges and revisit games that made you fall in love with gaming in the first place. Simple mechanics, pure fun and stories that let your imagination run wild. Number 2. Seek out indie games. There's a whole world of independent developers out there crafting fantastic games that prioritise entertainment over agendas. Support them. Play their games. Spread word. Number 3. Remember, you're the player. Don't let developers dictate your experience. If the game feels like a chore, ditch it. There's countless other titles out there waiting to be explored. Point is, folks, gaming is about having fun. It's about escaping, exploring, and maybe even blowing stuff up along the way. Don't settle for preachy narratives and forced diversity. Seek out games that bring back joy, challenge, and pure unadulterated fun that gaming used to be all about. And let's raise a metaphorical middle finger to woke scolds and reclaim gaming for what it was always meant to be. Fun. Remember, there's a whole world of fantastic games out there waiting to be explored. Don't settle for boring, preachy, or pandering. Find titles that challenge you, make you laugh, and most importantly, remind you why you fell in love with gaming in the first place. If you have any suggestions for future rants, any games you think deserve a shout out, or just want to share your own gaming gripes, leave a comment below. Might just feature them on channel. And in the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the chopper! Nah, just kidding. But seriously, smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave a comment below with your thoughts and gaming stories. I'll see you next time, you magnificent